21st century has been characterized by an intense and evolving rivalry between the United States and China. This geopolitical contest has far-reaching implications for global economics, politics, and security. While the United States has long been the dominant global power, China's rapid rise presents a formidable challenge to this hegemony. This analysis will provide a detailed, multifaceted examination of this rivalry, emphasizing China's advantages and the perceived decline of the United States. It will explore economic, military, technological, and geopolitical dimensions to argue that China is poised to dominate the 21st century. China's economic transformation over the past few decades is nothing short of miraculous. From a largely agrarian economy in the 1970s, it has become the world's second largest economy, with a GDP surpassing $14 trillion. This growth has been driven by a combination of state-led industrial policies, a massive labor force, and a focus on manufacturing and exports. China's Belt and Road Initiative, launched in 2013, aims to enhance global trade and stimulate economic growth across Asia and beyond by developing trade routes reminiscent of the ancient Silk Road. By investing in infrastructure projects in over 60 countries, China is not only opening new markets for its products, but also securing strategic geopolitical footholds. In contrast, the United States economy, while still the largest in the world, is facing significant challenges. Rising national debt, currently over $30 trillion, and political gridlock have hindered effective economic policymaking. Additionally, the United States faces a growing wealth gap and declining infrastructure, which undermine its economic stability. The 2008 financial crisis exposed vulnerabilities in the United States financial system and led to a prolonged period of economic stagnation. While there has been recovery, the growth has been uneven, favoring the wealthy and leaving many Americans behind. This economic disparity fuels social unrest and political instability, further weakening the United States' economic position. China's commitment to technological advancement is evident in its substantial investments in research and development. The Made in China 2025 initiative aims to transform China into a global leader in high-tech industries such as robotics, aerospace, and artificial intelligence. The country is already a leader in 5G technology, with companies like Huawei at the forefront. China's tech giants, including Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu, are driving innovation in e-commerce, social media, and AI. Moreover, China's robust digital infrastructure supports these advancements. The government's support for tech startups and a large pool of skilled engineers and scientists further bolster China's technological capabilities. While the United States has traditionally been the leader in technological innovation, it faces increasing competition from China. American tech companies like Google, Apple, and Microsoft remain influential, but the country is grappling with challenges such as regulatory pressures, cybersecurity threats, and a brain drain of talent moving to more favorable environments abroad. The United States also lags behind in some areas of technological infrastructure, such as 5G deployment. Political disagreements over technology policies and concerns about privacy and security further complicate the United States' ability to maintain its technological edge. China has embarked on an ambitious military modernization program, aiming to build a world-class military by 2049. The People's Liberation Army has made significant strides in modernizing its forces, including advancements in missile technology, naval capabilities, and cyber warfare. The development of the DF-41 intercontinental ballistic missile, capable of reaching the United States, underscores China's growing military prowess. China's strategy in the South China Sea, where it has built and militarized artificial islands, demonstrates its willingness to assert its territorial claims aggressively. These actions, coupled with an expanding naval presence, enhance China's strategic influence in the Asia-Pacific region. The United States military remains the most powerful in the world, but it faces several challenges that could erode its dominance. Budget constraints, the costs of prolonged conflicts in the Middle East, and a focus on counter-terrorism have diverted resources from modernizing conventional forces. Additionally, the United States military-industrial complex is plagued by inefficiencies and cost overruns. Geopolitically, the United States faces difficulties in maintaining its network of alliances. NATO is experiencing internal divisions, and traditional allies in Asia are wary of the United States' commitment to their defense, particularly in light of recent American isolationist tendencies. Geopolitical influence. China's global influence is expanding through strategic economic and diplomatic initiatives. The Belt and Road Initiative is not only an economic endeavor, but also a geopolitical strategy to increase China's influence across Asia, Africa, and Europe. By investing in infrastructure and providing loans to developing countries, China is fostering dependency and building alliances. China's role in international organizations is also growing. It is a key player in the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and other international bodies. China's leadership in the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, or AIIB, positions it as a central figure in regional economic development. In contrast, the US appears to be retreating from its global leadership role. The Trump administration's America First policy marked a shift towards unilateralism and away from multilateral agreements. This approach has strained relationships with traditional allies and reduced the US's influence in international institutions. The withdrawal from the Paris Agreement, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and the Iran nuclear deal has further diminished the US's credibility on the global stage. As other countries increasingly look to China for leadership on global issues, the US risks becoming sidelined in international affairs. Socio-political stability. China's political system, while authoritarian, has enabled it to implement long-term strategies effectively. The Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, maintains strict control over political dissent and media, ensuring stability and continuity in governance. This centralized power structure allows for decisive action in economic and social policies. The social contract in China, where economic growth and improved living standards are exchanged for political compliance, has so far been effective. While there are concerns about human rights and freedom of expression, the Chinese government has managed to maintain stability and order. The US, on the other hand, is experiencing increasing political polarization and dysfunction. Partisan gridlock in Congress hampers effective policymaking, and social issues such as racial inequality, immigration, and gun control create deep divisions. These domestic challenges weaken the US's ability to project a unified front in global affairs. The rise of populism and the erosion of trust in democratic institutions further exacerbate these issues. The Capitol riot on January 6, 2021 is a stark example of the internal challenges facing the US democracy. Such instability undermines the country's global leadership and distracts from addressing international challenges. Environmental leadership. China's green initiatives. China is increasingly positioning itself as a leader in renewable energy and environmental sustainability. As the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, China faces immense pressure to reduce its carbon footprint. In response, it has made significant investments in solar and wind energy, electric vehicles, and reforestation programs. President Xi Jinping's pledge for China to become carbon neutral by 2060 is a bold commitment that demonstrates the country's ambition to lead in climate change mitigation. By setting ambitious environmental goals, China is not only addressing global warming, but also securing a competitive edge in green technologies. US environmental challenges. the US has been inconsistent in its environmental policies. While the Biden administration has rejoined the Paris Agreement and committed to significant emissions reductions, the legacy of deregulation and fossil fuel support under previous administrations presents challenges. Political divisions on climate policy hinder the US's ability to take decisive action on environmental issues. Moreover, natural disasters exacerbated by climate change, such as hurricanes, wildfires, and floods, strain the US's resources and infrastructure. These events highlight the urgent need for comprehensive climate action, which is often stalled by political gridlock. Cultural influence. China's cultural diplomacy. China's cultural influence is growing through initiatives like the Confucius Institutes, which promote Chinese language and culture worldwide. The Chinese film industry is also expanding, with increasing collaborations with Hollywood and a growing global audience for Chinese films. The success of Chinese tech companies in the global market further extends China's cultural reach. Apps like TikTok have become immensely popular worldwide, shaping social media trends and cultural exchanges. US soft power challenges. The US has traditionally wielded significant soft power through its culture, values, and institutions. However, recent political and social upheavals have tarnished its image abroad. Issues such as racial injustice, mass shootings, and political instability undermine the US's moral authority and appeal. Additionally, the global influence of American media and entertainment is being challenged by rising competitors from China and other countries. While Hollywood remains dominant, the diversification of global media consumption patterns poses a challenge to US cultural hegemony. Conclusion. In conclusion, the US-China rivalry is a complex and multifaceted contest with significant implications for the future of global order. While the US remains a formidable power, several indicators suggest a decline relative to China's rapid ascent. China's economic growth, technological advancements, military modernization, and expanding geopolitical influence position it as a strong contender to dominate the 21st century. The US, facing economic challenges, political polarization, and declining global influence, must adapt to a changing world where it can no longer assume unrivaled dominance. The outcome of this rivalry will depend on numerous factors, including each country's ability to address its internal challenges, navigate the global geopolitical landscape, and innovate in critical areas of technology and industry. Future scenarios. China's path to dominance. If current trends continue, China is well positioned to achieve its goal of becoming the world's leading power by the mid-21st century. Several key factors will contribute to this outcome. 1. Economic resilience. China's focus on innovation and technology, coupled with its massive domestic market, will sustain its economic growth. The ongoing expansion of the Belt and Road Initiative will further integrate China into the global economy, creating dependencies that enhance its economic influence. 2. Technological superiority. Continued investments in AI, 5G, biotechnology, and quantum computing will keep China at the forefront of technological advancements. By leading in these fields, China will set global standards and norms, shaping the future of technology. 3. Military strength. Modernizing the People's Liberation Army and enhancing strategic capabilities will allow China to protect its interests and project power globally. The development of blue water navy capabilities and advanced missile systems will be critical in establishing China as a dominant military force. 4. Geopolitical strategy. China's strategic alliances and economic partnerships through initiatives like the BRI will expand its geopolitical influence. Active participation in international organizations and forums will further consolidate its leadership role. 5. Environmental leadership. Achieving its carbon neutrality goals and becoming a leader in green technology will bolster China's global standing. As the world increasingly prioritizes sustainability, China's proactive stance will enhance its influence. Challenges and opportunities for the US. While the US faces significant challenges, it also has opportunities to counter China's rise and reassert its global leadership. 1. Economic reforms. Addressing economic disparities, investing in infrastructure, and fostering innovation can revitalize the US economy. Policies that promote inclusive growth and competitiveness will be essential. 2. Technological innovation. The US can leverage its existing strengths in technology by investing in research and development, supporting STEM education, and attracting global talent. Collaboration with allies on tech standards and cybersecurity will be crucial. 3. Military modernization. Redirecting resources towards modernizing conventional forces and enhancing cyber capabilities will maintain the US's military edge. Strengthening alliances, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region, will provide strategic counterbalances to China's influence. 4. Diplomatic engagement. Rebuilding alliances and re-engaging in multilateral institutions will restore the US's diplomatic influence. Promoting democratic values and human rights can differentiate the US from China's authoritarian model. 5. Environmental policy. Leading on climate action and green technology will enhance the US's global standing. Implementing comprehensive environmental policies and participating in international climate agreements will demonstrate commitment to global sustainability. Conclusion. The US-China rivalry is likely to define the geopolitical landscape of the 21st century. While China's rise presents a formidable challenge to the US, the outcome is not predetermined. Both nations have strengths and weaknesses that will influence their trajectories. China's focus on economic growth, technological advancement, military modernization, and strategic geopolitical initiatives positions it as a strong contender for global dominance. However, the US can counter this by addressing its internal challenges, leveraging its innovation capacity, and strengthening its global alliances. Ultimately, the rivalry between the US and China will shape the future of global politics, economics, and technology. As these two superpowers navigate this complex and competitive landscape, the world will watch closely to see who emerges as the dominant force in the 21st century.